Welcome to Foot in Mouth, the podcast about all things football. I'm joined by my good friend Anzio. How are you doing, bruv?
I'm doing good, brother. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Naturally, after this weekend, North London derby win and all. So I'm a happy man, yo. I'm a very happy man. You guys got a draw, but it was at least a crazy game. It was a crazy game.
Story behind that, I was watching that game in Cubano.
Oh, shit.
I recorded the 2-1 up and I stopped recording when it was 3-3 as well. Bad game. Not a bad game.
No,
good game.
for a neutral, it was great. For a neutral, for an outsider, that was just entertainment. You know what I mean?
A good game. But I would say that based on me watching my team previous games, knowing how to play as well. The way we started the season, that game wasn't supposed to go that way.
Fair enough.
Good 3 goals. You got 6 goals out of the game as well.
It was entertaining. That was pure
Really good
entertainment. But I think that's been a regular occurrence with Liverpool games this season so far. So what is it like being a Liverpool fan right now?
You never walk alone, that's all I can say. None of us walks alone. I'm a proud Liverpool supporter the way we started the season, brother.
No?
Proud Liverpool supporter. We're finally back at the level where I feel that we are pressing, playing good football again, and we're there at that stage right now. So me watching my team this season,
But it's very much like you guys ended strongly last season, no?
we ended strong.
Look, strong. I suppose strongly is a very bold word to use, but I just mean in the sense of you had to wait till the end of the season for so many players to really come back and find form and reintegrate into the squad. I mean, Van Dijk's an obvious mention because
Main reason why, basically. I think everybody would say that. Main reason why we fell short is because of Van Dijk being out, which I think one of the teams probably paid someone to injure Van Dijk, knowing that we have a star like Van Dijk in our team as well. But you said, we ended off good based on where we were last season. I think we ended up at 6 at once upon a time, 7th, and then we managed to bring ourselves up again as well. So, but based on how we started, I think we're carrying on from last season's end off. And like I said, the way we started, fantastic. I've been very intrigued by the way we've been playing.
It's been great. And I've spoken to a couple of guys in the show where what I think is the most exciting part is that you guys, it's it doesn't seem so much like it's all on Salah's shoulders anymore. Like you're getting multiple goal scorers and multiple, creators, and it's really you never walk alone. I feel like the chemistry is really there now, and people are just clicking. I mean, even Thiago is. This season, it's okay, you had to just adjust last season. Find your footing and get a feel for the league. But now it's game on, bruh.
Definitely. That's why I say I think last season specifically, we depended on 1, 2, 3 players as well. And be totally honest with you, last season I wasn't too happy watching Liverpool. And that's all honesty out of you as well. If I know that there's 1 or 2, 3 players out of the team, I think I would know where the game would be going. Yeah. But this season, I think we, all round,
working like a well-oiled machine.
We are playing very good football.
Very
proud to watch my team this season. I think even the signing we brought on, Kante, like I said, if he's able to play well with Van Dijk, I think from the back line alone, we're going to be defensively
a really
strong.
Good partnership there in the making.
We're going to be defensively strong. Not saying that Matip doesn't play good or any other centre-back as well, but I think Kante and Van Dijk, similar, but also not so similar as well. So I think we're getting a lot of things right this season with picking up players that can suit one another. And that's why I say our tiki-taki football from the beginning of the season. Come on, you're an Arsenal supporter.
I was going to say, I can appreciate that.
With football.
I can appreciate that.
Take away the badge, but football on its own, if someone must watch my team this season, my God damn, we are entertaining guys, left, right, centre-back and goalkeeper as well. I think we are playing beautiful.
And what's crazy also is I think it's very easy to for that to go kind of not unnoticed, but so far all the talk's been Ronaldo and Lukaku and Man City with Grealish, and I feel like Liverpool have quietly been winning by nice scorelines, and I think you're the only undefeated team in the league right now or something.
We're the only unbeaten
the
team.
last team to need to. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that brilliance.
But again, I haven't heard anybody openly talking about that. It's just something that I just noticed.
Nobody ever talks openly about Liverpool victories. That's just how people are.
Fair enough.
For example, as well, I don't know if you watched I call it the SABC 1 Cup, the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
As well, right? a lose is a lose. Manchester lost in the Carabao Cup, but nobody mentions it. That was Liverpool that lost that game.
Would have been.
I promise you, it would have been headlines in The Voice, and I would never hear the end of it.
Now look again. You spoke about like the tiki-taka football. As an Arsenal fan, how I can relate. Now, when it comes to teams getting blasted for a loss, as an Arsenal fan, I
you
can
get blasted
relate.
too. Then we're on the same page, and I think based on the team you support as well, the specific banter that comes along with that team spirit.
Right? Look, banter. I'm for the banter. I am for the banter.
Also, what I also wanted to mention was as well the reason why Liverpool's also not noticed as what any other club. Let's for example Manchester. The signings that they're buying, top signings as well, a good price linked to that signing. Liverpool has made one signing compared to any other team. We only signed one player, and that was Kanate. We only signed one player. If we're looking at,
and that's good.
That's why we're quiet. That's why there's nothing.
Because I suppose for you, like there's a sense of it's still just Liverpool, but it's actually so much more because they've really built on everything that they've been doing under Klopp this whole time. And I mean, look, like I said, from a neutral's perspective, it's super exciting watching these Liverpool games.
It definitely is.
They are really, really exciting. And I mean, look, you used to play football. So, like, as someone who used to play, I'm going to take it a little back. Was there anyone in particular, like, at Liverpool that you kind of really idolized as a fan, as a player, that you kind of modeled your game off of?
Yes, I definitely did have a player in Liverpool. I think I had a few players in Liverpool as well. But like you mentioned, I played soccer back in the day. And I think when you are born...
he played. It's not just like...
not just like a like a tiki-taka type of football. But on that note, like I said, I started football at a young age, at the age of 5 as well. And I think when you grow up in a soccer family, you're given a shirt.
Yeah. So you kind of adopt an idol.
Definitely. I was given a shirt as to say, you're going to support Liverpool as well. And then as I grew into the game, I grow attached to players that understand the game in terms of keeping the ball, playing the ball as well. And in Liverpool, there were quite a few players like that. Gerrard, Owen. Owen was my favorite player. I grew up into Liverpool watching Owen and Gerrard specifically, and Alonso. And from then, I think we haven't done bad as a team, but looking at that team back then when I first started, very good team as well, but still we couldn't get trophies. I know everybody's going to say that.
Yeah,
but
well, look, in the end, all they really lacked was the Prem.
Definitely. But I think we've been doing, and I think the Prem is basically the biggest thing, especially for Champions League is a big, but I mean league.
Look, I'm someone that I want to win your home league, your domestic league. Like definitely. I mean, obviously I'd want the Champions League, but the Premier League, bruh, like that's
just what you want to win. The last time we won a cup, Premier League Cup, was in 1993. That's when I was born, and I never watched my team win a league trophy ever again since now recently as well. It's been a long time for me coming, but like I said, watching my team now, awesome. I'm happy to watch my team, whether it's on a weekday or a weekend. I'm watching my team because we are playing fantastic football as well. So,
bruh, yeah. That's why, like, I suppose as a fan now, who can kind of compare the old to the new. Like, do you feel that you've bridged the gap a bit more at this point in time? Like, to the same, the energy that was around that Gerrard team, Like, do you think that this team is the closest you've been to that caliber squad? Or do you think they're better now?
I think somehow we bridged the gap in terms of, look, back then we had name players as well. It wasn't just, coming out to the youth
academies and
or
everything.
Things like that. So, but with this team we have now, you don't find a lot of big name players. We're bringing people up from the academy basis as well. And if I can compare this team to that team, I think this team's doing pretty well compared to the team we had before and through the ranks.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're also doing so good with these youngsters is because we're not chopping and changing our coaches as well. We have a coach club that is with us for a few seasons to groom a team.
Yeah, that's
Instead
true.
of just coming in and going. So we finding that consistency season to season.
Yeah.
And it's because of the togetherness that we currently have from coach coming down as well. So.
And you're reaping the rewards. I mean, like you were saying now with the academy products, like Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
And what's the other homie who got injured?
Harvey Elliott.
Elliott, yeah.
Harvey
Elliott.
Elliott.
You see, like I feel that was also another planned injury.
Your shame,
well,
man.
Like, that guy is top notch. Elliott was a very good midfielder, and he left too soon.
Yeah.
I think with him in our team, we would have had an even stronger team coming through as well. Also very young, but world class. World class. He almost, for me, reminds me a bit of a Grealish.
Yeah, I would look. I
He
haven't
reminds
seen
me
much of him play, but from the bits and bobs that I've seen, I get the same vibe. I get the same that
Definitely.
because he's exciting. He's just this freaking, and he's quick and he's forward thinking and he's not scared to keep the ball. He's not scared to take a player on.
He plays like he thinks on the spot, man. It's not like
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can't
like
predict the
it's-
spontaneous.
there we go. So he gets the ball, and it's not like he thought about this way before the time. There's certain moments where you would think he would do something and he does something
Yeah,
different
yeah.
as well. So he brings a different spark to the
And at such a young age, firstly to take chances like that, no, like that says a lot about his character.
Yes,
Because
sir.
look, I think it's I would encourage like the idea of play it safe. Like don't try to do too much. Don't.
Definitely.
But I mean, he plays like he's a senior, like established, experienced baller. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Which is dope because I think when you have that attitude, it translates in your game, and it's so hard. I can only imagine. I didn't play, but I can only imagine how hard it is to cope with having to play against someone like that, who's that unpredictable.
I have a different take on that as well.
Okay.
As a soccer player,
Yeah.
I would feel nothing towards it.
No.
Yeah, yes. I think you could ask anybody sitting here as well. I don't feel anything towards it. I'm a bred soccer player as well, and that's what sets other players apart from many other players.
Oh,
The
yeah.
confidence in yourself and not thinking about anybody else.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
It's
the
like a,
players-
a mindset thing.
It's a mindset thing. I've played against people much bigger than me, bigger built, much taller, but that doesn't stop you as a soccer player as well. Because if you're born into a soccer career, right, that's why this football game about 2 seasons ago with Liverpool as well, we just started kicking and charging. For
No.
me, that's not football.
That's not- yeah.
specific. I'm a football supporter, but I support Liverpool to the best of my belief.
I
don't
love
talk
that,
alone,
bro.
but I won't say criticize, but I have my own take on what soccer's supposed to be about in terms of having the ball, playing with the ball,
Yeah.
passing the ball. You love the ball, so keep it with you at
Oh,
all
yeah,
times.
oh,
And
yeah.
we are there at this stage with Liverpool. We are moving around nicely, playing the ball quite nicely.
Yeah.
So we just need to get the W's, less L's, and I think we're going to stand a good chance for the season. Probably winning all 4 trophies, 5 trophies.
No.
We win the SABC One Cup also, the Carabao Cup as well. But
Listen, you got Arsenal to compete with this time, bruh.
you going down the path that Liverpool win for 20 odd years. It's just the dust that's going to fly in there. It's not going to be red. It's going to be
Listen,
either blue.
I'm confident. I'm actually very, very confident, and I especially am confident because of as much as as much as it sucks to be out of Europe, it's a benefit. I think because look, I think where we suffered most was with fitness and fatigue
Yeah.
over the last couple seasons. I don't think we had the players who were able to compete at the top level in so many different competitions, which is sad to say because at a club as big as Arsenal, you should have players that are up to the task. But I think that the rebuild since Wenger left has hit harder than anybody. Look, people expected something, but I think there've been moments where it's like, shit, this is pretty bad. And I think up until now, like, oh, dude, I kind of feel like we needed to go through those lows. We needed to go through those lows because we need a new legacy at the club now.
Yeah.
We can't just be remembered for Wenger. I don't want Arsenal to just be remembered for Wenger. You know what I mean? Every club has a list of great managers from before, even before the time that we were born watching these teams. And I kind of feel like, you know what, this is our turn to watch a new legacy start to. So look, it got messy, but there were so many problems at the club once Wenger left that it had to take time. We had to take those L's. We had to get roasted. We had to just take it on the chin and just keep. And I think I'm really happy with the attitude that the players are showing now because. And look, maybe the difference of having fans there is maybe that's the difference because
It does play a big difference.
I can
It's-
imagine. I mean, when you have home fans just spurring you on, the difference it must make to like morale and stuff. And that's why I was so happy to have you on the show today because as someone who's been in the footballing environment, when I watch Liverpool play now, as amazing as their performances are and as skilled as their players are, I can't help giving or wondering how much of that is down to morale. No? Like, as someone who's been in that environment, how much of a difference can morale, just honestly, just like, racking up a couple wins and, having your clean sheets, playing well with your teammates and the morale's building, the fans are happy. What can that do to a player's performances on the pitch, morale?
That's a big difference.
No?
Big, massive difference as well. The support that you have, first of all, plays a big difference. The team's morale specifically with regards to knowing each other, understanding each other, timing, even discipline behind the soccer career as well. It plays a hell of a difference. It does affect your performance big time. And having that morale with the team, I promise you, in anything even that you do as well, I think having that confidence as a team, discipline-wise, overall, plays a hell of a difference, and it does affect your game. If you pick up consecutive losses 4 times, 5 times after
you're feeling rock bottom.
I promise you, it's very difficult. It's difficult to come back from that as well. So it's very important to, like I said, mindset-wise, be confident as well as a team, play together as a team, discipline as a team, and wins could come. Less losses.
Because I really feel that in a big way, morale kind of goes, like people, how do I say, it's easy to undervalue the impact that morale can have, you know? Like, a lot of times you can look at a team and just be like, oh yeah, but look at the players that they had. Of course they were going to win. But like, it's football, bruh. It's not always that easy. I mean, look at what happened with Man United and Aston Villa last week. On paper, you would bet on Man United to win. But where Man United are at with the ups and downs so far this season, their heads, who knows where their heads are at. Same with now this past weekend against Tottenham now with Arsenal. I kind of feel like Spurs aren't a bad team, but they are in such a bad space right now. Harry Kane didn't look like he didn't know how to play football 90% of the match.
Bad this weekend. I was disappointed in
like
that as well.
It was insane. And the thing is, you get a player like Son who clearly hasn't let it get the best of him, but that's 1 out of 11 players. You know what I mean? Or it's 2 out of 11 players. But like, this is a team game. Like, morale for me is something that really, really makes a difference. It's always bigger than just who's on the pitch and how good they are, the ball at their feet and all that stuff. So I was very, very keen to get your thoughts on that, yeah. Because, like I say, from an outsider perspective, I think it can be easy to disregard it a little bit.
It plays a hell of a difference, I must tell you that as well. Whether I've played soccer for fun, pitch-wise and on the field.
Yeah.
If your team spirit's not there and there's a lot of misunderstanding within the team, and if look at the Barclays teams, in some of the teams as well, there's not that togetherness, there's not that understanding.
You kind of feel that there's some dressing rooms with egos
and it creates a lot of animosity. So when you have a strong, devoted team to one another and they're playing comfortably together and understand one another and the discipline is there behind that, you're going to pick up more W's, you're going to pick up less L's.
I believe that, yeah. When you can depend on your teammates and you feel
definitely, to give you an example, I think it was Manchester as well. There was a time where the players were just all over the show. I think that was when Mourinho was with them. You could see that there wasn't that chemistry. You could see that there wasn't. And it does come through on the pitch, and that's why they picked up more L's, let me say that, and less W's. So, like I said, our team spirit right now at Liverpool is where it needs to be, and I think we're heading in the right direction. And I don't want to speak before the time, but the confidence is in the way we are playing.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, I think you guys obviously got a hectic schedule. You're still in Europe. When you played, did you ever do any traveling? Like, even if it was just out of the city?
Yes. So I traveled to PE as well.
Yeah.
I played, if you want to know where I played, what I did, let me take you through that journey as well. So let me start here. I played at the age of 5. I started playing at 5 years old as well. So my life was devoted to soccer at once upon a time. And I've traveled. I've played semi-professional football. I've played in various different clubs. I've played in Coke Cups, wherever I played there as well. Yeah. So I understand the mindset behind soccer. I understand the mindset behind what it takes for you to be confident in your ability to play and, just perform the way you need to perform as well. But traveled I did, and it's a good experience. Yeah. But it can be tough as well. Remember, if you are traveling, you're playing around supporters that don't know you.
Yeah.
And you're playing
and they don't want you to win.
Man, I'm telling you, I went to PE and they saw me in PE, right? And they could hear me from Cape Town. And the banter we started getting was left, right, and center. And being in a venue like that where it's not your home base, it can become very difficult if you're not mentally strong, because players will give you that banter.
No. Did you ever get like a different kind of hype for those away games? Or did you always did you really prefer home ground, home turf?
Either or, to be quite honest with you.
You were just through and through, I'm here to ball.
Nah, that was me. When it came to soccer, it didn't matter where I played. As long as I could be on that field, pass the ball to whoever I need to pass the ball to.
Yeah.
But I must tell you, no matter home ground, away ground,
You are up for it.
I'm up for it.
I love that, bruh. I wanted to ask you like the how do I say the effects of traveling, like because I was bringing up how you guys are still in Europe and stuff like that. You obviously have to travel a couple days in advance, set up the training camp, and start working on the tactics for the upcoming match and all that. Now, a team like Liverpool or any club that's in Europe really, who's got, the Champions Leagues in the midweek and then the weekend they're back home for Premier League game. How important is it, or how tough do you think it might be to kind of stay, focused and not feel, because I think it might be mentally exhausting to do that much back and forth and just, constantly, most of them, but like that week, you're spending so much time on a plane.
Yeah.
And you're barely seeing your family. You like, again, these are all just things that I kind of think go under the carpet when they go, because there's humanity in football. As much
Definitely.
as it's about the result and it's about sometimes a player who has a bad game, there's reasoning behind it. Like is it taxing to have a schedule? Do you think, I mean, obviously you weren't traveling Europe and all that
I
shit.
was about to say that I don't know that specific feeling
Yeah.
in terms of their structure, because
Yeah.
that's a much higher structure
Exactly,
than what I was in as
exactly.
well. But it can create stress for yourself as a soccer player going through that, because remember it's training every single day, but
Yeah.
it's a different type of training every single day. So it's a lot of time you need to invest, and traveling as far as they travel, I think it could become very tiring.
Yeah.
And I think that is why also within in not just in Europe but in the Barclays, they know that the teams right now are playing either Tuesday and they need to play the Friday or the Saturday. So they're changing those days because they know traveling, coming back,
It's taxing.
it's tiring.
That's what I was checking. I mean, even traveling, like you said, to PE, like if you had to make that type of trip regularly, like week in, week out, do you think that like you would have had to like adjust to it? You would have had to really, how do I say, it takes some getting used to. But could you even ever really just get used to it? Like,
It does. I think I would have gotten used to it.
no?
I think I would have gotten used to it. Soccer was my number one go-to spot, comfort vibe.
Okay. It was more than just the.
That was my business. That was my way of getting out. Let me put it that way. There wasn't any other option for me to say, look, I choose to do this or I choose to that. I was specifically focused on, let me do everything I can in order to get somewhere in a much higher professional perspective as well. So I think I would have enjoyed it because it's something I loved. It wasn't just about it was a passion that I wanted to take further at the end of the day. So me going to training, me having to play twice a week, thrice a week, me having to play 3 games on one day.
And you're not even getting paid like
I'm not even getting paid this. There were times when we played in the Coke Cup as well on a Sunday, and I played semi-professional, but I also played in the Coke Cup as well. But I played for Crusaders at once upon a time, and I played for Batswood. And there were certain days where I would play a game at, let's say, at 10 o'clock. My game finishes, let's say, 11:30. I need to leave there, go to my next game as well, without stretching, because I would get there. From my first game would finish, I would need to go all the way, let's say, to Cape District without stretching, put on my kit, and I have to be on the field again. So. But it was something I wasn't, of course, too bugged about because I got to play. I got to be on the field at the end of the day. But it can become very bad. Like I said, I picked up an injury based on that perspective. Not having to stretch, not having to. So it's very strenuous on the body if you don't do the right thing and focus on the right thing.
No. Again, something that can really go unnoticed. Like, it's not everybody that thinks about it like this. And that's why I say, like, you can say as much as you loved the sport and you were happy to travel, I feel like you can at least sympathize with the players who are going through these trips. And like, you can kind of watch a player like on the pitch and kind of be like, I understand a little bit.
You could pick up in someone's tired of playing too many games.
No.
You could pick up. Like I said, I went through it and it does become tiring. Even though you're on that field enjoying yourself, you can feel your body's not where it needs to be.
Yeah.
You're not at that same hype, you're not at that same active moment that you usually when you only have about 1 game a week, or let's say you need to play 1 game a day. So it does make a big difference on your body as well.
No, that's why, like I said, as disappointing as it is that Arsenal's out of Europe, I think that we are going to be a better team for it. because I don't think that those players were cut out for it, bruh.
Look, I started losing hope in your team, to be quite honest.
You said it cut nicely, though.
To be quite honest as well. I have a question for you as well with regards to Arsenal. I loved Xhaka when he first came there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up not liking him.
Mm.
What do you think of that guy within your team and within your midfield?
Oh, look, when he's good, he's good. I think that when he's good, he's good. And look, because he can really be that midfield enforcer. He's never going to be the best defensive midfielder. He's never going to be the most creative midfielder. But one thing that he is solid. That man, like I think that's also why Arteta brought him back in for the Spurs game, because he said, look, that midfield, that's going to get physical. You know, it's Partey and Xhaka, or it's Partey and Lokonga. Lokonga's still a kid. As excited as I am by that kid, he's still a kid. He's still new to the Premier League. The one thing Xhaka can do, and that game's probably perfect, because I think any ref in the derby would be like, yeah, I'm going to let some shit slide.
Definitely.
So you put Xhaka on because he can be a bit of a bully, and he can annoy the fuck out of the opposition. Because he always does that shit. I was telling my brother the other day, he always does that shit where if he gets nudged off the ball and he drops, the first thing homie does is pull the ball in. Like whether he's been given the foul or not, he'll pull the ball in. And I can imagine that must frustrate the op, because maybe this brother's like, fuck, we could have played on or something. Like,
I enjoyed his football when he first came to Arsenal. Like I said, when I heard you guys were signing him, I was attracted to his style, his football play as well.
And we got him young. We got him like such a good time to sign him.
Definitely. And he was well known at that time as well, within his previous league that he played in. So, but you need to change that guy.
No, for sure.
To change it.
For sure. And that's why I say, as much as he's like a David Luiz for me as well, David Luiz was either really good or really bad. Now, I kind of feel that same thing with Xhaka, because he also even has this history of, like now when he got sent off a couple of weeks ago against Man City, he has this history of when he comes back from suspensions, he has this run of like 4 or 5 just solid performances, you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh shit, okay, Xhaka's back. And then out of nowhere, it's like, oh yeah, that's Xhaka. That's but he's a frustrating player, but I can't hate him. You know, I can't hate him. Obviously, there's been drama with the fans when he ripped off the armed man and then swore the fans out and everything.
Look, there's something else based on that as well, which I wanted to bring up. Can I say this on air as well? I've been watching your other episodes, right? And there's one thing specifically you said, where you said money wins games.
I didn't say money wins games. I said
money wins trophies.
I said money gets you trophies.
Money gets you trophies. So with Liverpool, I think we've done pretty well to get trophies without a lot of money being spent.
For sure. And I've always been impressed by Liverpool for that. Always. I think from the minute when you guys sold Coutinho, like literally the money that you spend versus the money that you make, you guys are never like, holy shit, Liverpool are spending. But like you say, you're spending the money that you're making from play. I mean, how much did you sell, what's his name, to Sheffield?
To Sheffield. Sponge, what was the proper?
The striker, Ryan Brewster. I think it was like 20 mil or something, 20 odd mil.
For like cheap, 20 mil's cheap.
No, but considering how much first team experience he had at the time, it wasn't much. He's still a youngster, and you got 20 odd mil for him. You know, at Arsenal, we losing Guendouzi for like 10 mil.
No, Arsenal's losing a lot.
Whoa, bruh.
More than just that.
23.5 million.
23.5 for Ryan Brewster.
Look, it's a lot for Brewster, but thinking of other players that
He's got a Champions League winner's medal, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's cheap for his criteria.
For what he comes with.
That's what I'm saying.
What he comes with. Okay, but even like Solanke, you guys sold Solanke for a decent amount of money as well.
It includes a buyback clause also, 40 mil.
Smart business. I don't even think there's a buyback clause in the Guendouzi. Like, I admire how Liverpool's run. Same with Man City. I think Man City's run brilliantly. Like, yeah, dude. So I'm very envious of not only Man City. Even Chelsea. I think Chelsea, as much as we can make comments, oil club, blah blah blah. They run damn well. Because they don't hesitate to make the big changes that you like, and I might be like, oh shit, that's a bit radical. But look at it now. Like it always seems to work out. It works out.
It's working out. But that's a difference with Liverpool. The players that we buy, they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
And we buying players.
Shaqiri's like a prime example. Shaqiri barely costed you anything.
Definitely. And we've built this team, I think, quite nicely over the past few seasons, spending this amount of money. and growing the players together and the type of football we are playing with this amount of money spent within our team. Like I said, if we're looking at our top 4 teams, like Chelsea, Man City, even you guys as well, you guys are willing
big,
to...
we can say big 4. We'll talk top 4 end of the season.
These teams are willing to spend, and I think even the lower class teams coming up now is also spending a decent amount of cash investing into players as well. But for Liverpool, that's part of the top 4. We're not spending as much as what you would expect.
Compared to the people that are there with you.
Especially after winning the Champions League as well, you would think we would go big time.
You got Thiago. That was it. That was the biggest.
That was the biggest, but we're not investing into a lot of big name players. We're coming from the youth. We're bringing in, players that we can groom at the end of the day and build together and work on the structure. And that is why we're playing so well with this team that we have now. So when you asked me earlier on, how would you compare this current team to the previous current team? I think they're doing pretty well compared to the type of players we have at this point in time. There's no Alonso, there's no Gerrard, there's no Owen, so...
But you got your Firmino, you got your... I put Henderson there. I think Henderson might not be the greatest player, but holy... What a leader.
He stunned you with a goal this season.
He had
a beautiful goal. So
but look, he's always had it
his
in
moments.
He's always had it in him, yeah.
But it's moments.
Yeah.
But he's a good leader. I like Henderson. A lot of people would have a different opinion probably about that. But it's like, what's this guy's name? Origi as well.
Yeah.
They stun you at certain times.
They have the ability to just...
At moments you don't think they would do it, they do it and they score.
Origi's got a couple winners for you all, no?
That's what I'm saying. You won't expect him to do it, but when they're on that field, they give you that surprise moment. They're like, whoa.
But yeah, like Henderson's not in the team for moments, but he will give you those moments. Whereas I think Origi definitely in the team for those moments. Champions League, like how many times it is, and that game against Everton, like that's a
he comes to the show.
You hardly see them play. That's why I said it's not like a. It's expected for them to be there, expected for them
because you would accept if they weren't at that level. You'd be like, look, he's barely played, or but
shit. There were times when I watched Origi play and I would swear at the team. I'd be like, shit, and then he scores a goal. And I'm like, it's those type of moments that they would give you at specific times during the career playing at Liverpool as well. But at this point in time, I think we're nicely balanced.
Yeah.
Looking from our starting 11 and our bench at this point in time. I got grief last season for our bench.
Yeah.
This season, I think we are doing much better overall from starting to, bench-wise as well.
Good depth and everything.
We have much more going on over there. So, as I said, I'm happy to be watching.
Yeah, and look, obviously, since Arsenal's rebuild, a lot of people, it's been common practice to kind of compare or base our rebuild off of what happened at Liverpool. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who see Liverpool's rebuild as, that's what Arsenal's starting to do now. So I'm excited. Obviously, I don't think it's going to play out exactly the same. I think you guys have obviously different owners and different coaches and everything. But this is the first time in a long time that I feel like the people at Arsenal they woke. And they're starting
It's a change. I think it's a good change as well. I used to adore Arsenal, to be quite honest. I compared back in the day when I started growing up and watching football, and I used to watch a lot of Arsenal. And I used to compare Arsenal to Barcelona at the time when you guys were playing that passing football, that off-the-mark football. And that is what I know Arsenal to be as.
Yeah, we lost that over the years.
Definitely. So I used to do Arsenal. I won't sit there and say I don't like your team.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
For me, it's all about... There's no way to any other team in the league as well. Like I said, natural born soccer player. So me looking at football specifically, I have no problem saying, Manchester player played good. What a good win. You didn't deserve to lose. But let it be Liverpool, it's a different opinion. Due to certain. So, like I said, Arsenal just needs to get back to where they need to be.
Yeah.
Same to that.
And we need to get there when we need to get there. You can't fast forward this process.
It could be a long time to get there.
I'm patient, bro. I'm honestly happy to wait as long as it happens. From my perspective, I think we are slowly but surely. I think we're gonna get back there.
I think you guys are getting there as well. Like I said, Arsenal's not a bad team. The football you guys played. Good football. I think you just need to get back to that, and I think Arsenal will be part of the top 3 contenders.
At least part of the discussion again. And that with the North London derby, it's always going to be big, but this one was especially big.
On that note, you said you will be part of the discussion again. I don't watch your team a lot. May I ask, how long have you not been part of the discussion?
Yo, boy. Well,
Ladies,
look,
ladies and
all I'll
gentlemen,
say-
this is to none.
All I'll say is that for the past 2 seasons, we finished 8th back to back. So that gives you, and I'm not going to say how long exactly, but that's long enough for it to be a problem.
Look, I took grief for years on years on years. How long? We took grief quite a while, eh? We took grief, so don't feel bad about
No,
it.
I
feel
don't.
bad
Honestly,
about
I
it.
don't. And I understand why people roast us. Roast us. We're in a shit spot. But I'm fine. I'm honestly, it's a weird thing, but it's like, I would rather be miserable supporting Arsenal than happy supporting someone else.
Definitely. That's a true
I
supporter
love the
as well,
team,
eh?
man. I love the club. It's never going to change.
That's a true supporter. Like I said, me still sticking with Liverpool after all those defeats and waiting that long. I still stayed with Liverpool. So, true supporter, like I said, is when you get there, I think you guys are going to hit the ground running. And I think Arteta is doing a very good job with regards to...
I appreciate that, bro.
It's a big
That's from
difference.
a Liverpool fan's mouth, not just an Arsenal fan's mouth.
A soccer fan's
A
mouth.
soccer
Let's
there
put
we
it-
go.
Let's put it that way.
There we go.
Let's put it that way. But you should get there.
I think so. But one place that I do want to get to ASAP is this Champions League, which you guys are in tonight, playing against Porto.
It's bad to talk before the time.
It's a couple hours away.
I was like, don't say it, but I think we need to prove ourselves after what happened, this past weekend and throwing that 3 points away. And I think we need to come out strong tonight specifically. And I think Porto and Liverpool's always a good game.
Yeah, but
it's always a good game. So I'm excited for the game. I think we need to prove ourselves tonight based on this weekend's performance. So I'm feeling a good game.
No? You think Salah's gonna come to the party? Because I mean, over the weekend he scored his 100th goal for Liverpool.
Yes, he's been coming to the party this season, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
I think he started the season the way he needed to start
He's
it.
the joint top scorer now in the Premier
Definitely,
League.
he needed to start the season exactly the way he did.
Yeah.
Getting back to his scoring form again.
Yeah.
You can see his confidence is there again. Last season's confidence for me dropped a bit as well.
Yeah.
So the way he started counted a lot, and I think the way he started is going to cause damage.
No?
That he's
Because even
scoring
that,
goals.
just something like hitting a milestone, like your 100th goal for the club. Like, you were talking about the type of players that you have at Liverpool now, and how they were kind of bridging the gap to the team of old. I think a lot of that is down to pride. I feel like you have players who really want to play for that badge now.
Definitely.
And Salah is no exception. So, do you think that now hitting that milestone, and he would want to just go bigger and bigger and bigger. So he might really just pull out all the stops tonight.
I think it would make a big difference. I think anybody at that specific level, once you hit a specific benchmark in terms of achieving something, it's a level of confidence.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to do pretty well with regards to banging in more goals. And the fact that he's achieved that, like I said, confidence is a big thing, and I think he's going to do damage, brother.
No?
He's going to do damage.
And I always feel like a confident Salah always makes for entertaining football, bro.
Definitely.
Like, even if you're a rival fan, like, Mo Salah is Mo Salah. On his day.
Definitely. But you don't get a lot of players giving me that comment, specifically. It's rare that you find people saying that as well. Look, if you play for Liverpool, you either shit. You shit or you shit. Let me put it that way. So, like I said, for me to hear that another player, another supporter from a different club.
Bro, now, look, that's why I like what you said about the love of... I love football, bruh. Like... I love football, and I will never hesitate to give props to an opposition team, like full on. Even now with this, in the derby with Harry Kane's fuck up, it was funny. And as an Arsenal fan, you're happy to see it. But at the same time, I felt for that man. I can't lie.
A bit of empathy.
I can't lie, and I also think that look, he messed up by dropping and losing possession in our box, and then we took it on the counter. But I have to give the man props. He tracked right back to try his damnedest to fix the fuck up that he did. Even in the box, when he slide tackled Saka before Saka scored, that was a lot of luck there, that ball just happened to carry on in Saka's path. But Harry Kane, I really had to give him props, because you're losing 3-0, 2-0 at the time.
Look, with Saka, you know, I enjoy that specific goal. That guy, that's a soccer player for you, Whether you lose the ball or not, you still focus there.
Yeah.
And watching that, I could see his eyes wasn't off where he is, where the ball is. Because he lost it, and it automatically just ran in his feet.
Oh, wait, like it was fate, bruh. That's why I say there was definitely some luck in there. But it takes skill to finish that off in the heat of that moment. He literally had nothing but Spurs players around him, and he had Loris right in front of him, you know what I mean? And he's still a kid. Like, I wouldn't have blamed him for fucking that up. But he took his
Definitely.
chance and he made the most of it. But like I say, I did enjoy seeing Kane slip up like that, especially after the hell that he's
like
given.
a Gerrard moment just at your side.
Just
of
less
the-
costly also,
Here we
though.
go, outside the box as well. So he's going to find it difficult to come back from that. I'm telling you.
Look, he
He's
doesn't
gonna
want to
find
be
it
there.
difficult.
Kane doesn't want to be there, bro.
He's supposed to leave.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't
supposed
want to be
leave.
there. I
And
mean,
that-
what? He's goalless in 5 games now in the Premier League. Like, that's shocking.
His mindset's not there at this point in time. Look, if a player wants to leave and his mind is made up before the time, and he doesn't end up leaving.
Yeah.
It does a lot mentally, not just for you as an individual, but I think the players around you at the end of the day know
'Cause
that
they
you
know.
you know that you wanted to go, know
They
that you wanted
know,
to leave. So
yeah.
it's a different type of feel.
And I'm
as a
pretty sure
player.
to some degree, a lot of the Spurs teammates might feel the brunt of responsibility for his unhappiness because remember, like, look, his goal is to win trophies.
Yeah.
The team isn't
He's
winning
waiting
trophies.
long to win trophies.
Last
at
season, this
Tottenham,
man was top goal scorer and the top assister.
and with no look,
Like-
if comparing with Gerrard as well, fucking damn good player. No trophy to show for the
Yeah.
Barclays at the end of the day. There's just
Yeah.
certain players, good players that
Ibrahimovic,
Go.
no Champions League.
look at that. So you get some top-notch quality players out there
That
still
just
sitting
don't
with. That there's a specific part of the cabinet that's just empty, but
Incomplete.
the caliber specifically, they're good players, but they're just not getting the trophies, which is a lot to what we spoke about with team spirit, confidence, playing
morale.
together. So there's just some players that need that. That's not getting it at the end of the day.
Yeah, bro. But look, enough about Spurs. So you think Liverpool's gonna pull off a result tonight?
I know we're going to win. I'm afraid to say it right now because I might just eat my words. But
Yeah.
I know we're going to play very good today based on the fact that we need to prove ourselves.
No.
We threw away a big win this past weekend, and I think we need to prove ourselves. Even watching that game, if we're looking at Brentford, the goals, the first goal was a good goal for me, but the second and third goal was also
More Liverpool errors.
but they took their chances,
Yeah,
and we had the
clinical.
same opportunities within that game where we never took those specific chances.
Yeah.
So I think we have a lot to prove tonight. I think we have to fix a lot of mistakes that we did in this weekend. So I think tonight's game is going to be a good.
No? And I think,
Good
yeah,
way
the
to show
players
that.
you have, I think they'll demand more from themselves after the Brentford game. So I believe that. I think they probably are going to come to the party tonight.
Not just the players, but I think the Liverpool supporters are also going to demand much more.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
I think we're going to demand much more in terms of the performance, even the setup and the structure we're going to play tonight. Expecting much more attacking football,
Yeah.
consistency.
Can't take
and
it easy
keeping-
tonight.
Definitely can't take it
You
easy
can't
tonight.
take it. You got to
It's-
start
it's-
that game in third gear.
It's Champions League, brother. So
It's
we
a
need
different
to,
breed of football.
and we're kings of Champions League. Eh?
Yeah.
Don't forget that. So to feel the sweater. So we
Six
need
times,
to,
yeah?
6 times. You know,
Let's talk
if
about
I had
six.
said that,
Aye,
to,
thanks, guys. Fuck.
if I had said that, if we had said that to for example, to any other team in the Barclays, Liverpool have more Champions League trophies. Oh, but you don't have a lot of Barclays trophies. as
Look,
well.
it's
So
always something.
There's a lot of that banter we face.
It's
we
always
suffer
something,
from.
bruh. It's always something. Like, as an Arsenal fan, I can talk about the invincible season, but people shit in it because we don't have a Champions League.
You
And
know
I'm
what I'm
like,
saying?
it was the I'm not gonna.
It's
not going
crazy. It's crazy. Even with this Manchester's loss against Young Boys.
Yeah.
Young Boys, eh? They are basically look like a Kaiser Chiefs team that they lost again as well. But
I will say on that, Caleb last week brought up a good point in saying apparently Young Boys coach was supposed to be the assistant to Klopp. So
Yes,
he's
yes.
a knowledgeable guy. Like,
I also heard from one of them that a lot of those guys had played in a Young Boys team went to work the next day. So it's, you know, but like I said, I have a lot of Manchester supporters out there.
you go, bro, you go.
I have a lot of Manchester supporters. I have a lot of Manchester friends out there that support Manchester, and some of them didn't reply to me for like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
And then give me a response on the 4th day and say like, look, I had to think about my response.
Yeah. Before I speak, if I
responded
speak,
to
I'm in
you
trouble.
as well. No, I definitely got those replies. Pure and honest, well done for them being honest. Eh?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Look, I needed an excuse, and that's my excuse. But like I said, that's just the way they're operating at
But
this
like you
point in
say,
time.
look, you don't want to speak too soon. They may not be young boys, but Porto might. I'm not going to put bad vibes out there. I'm not going to put bad vibes out there. I'm sorry.
We're going to be doing
I'm
it.
sorry. Shame on me. Shame on me. I'm with you, my man. I'm with Liverpool. Are going to...
There's a lot of people with me, like I said, we never walk alone. This is, you know, a motto that is there out in the world. Nobody walks alone. Whether your team loses and you're a bad team with Arsenal, I'll walk with your team, nevertheless, if your football's good, but you're just not picking up victories. So,
love that, bro. Like that for me, that's what football's about. Like, I feel like you never walk alone is a motto that should extend to every team. Like, to have that...
Not just extend to everything, I think everything in the world. That's why I like our motto.
Every
situation, you don't
I feel you. I feel you. See, you taking this podcast outside of football now, but...
No, I'm telling you that.
Let's change the world.
I'm telling you the meaning of where we are.
No?
That's why our club is as supportive as the fans are there. Our fans are... If any team's playing at our home ground and you're listening to the anthem,
it's inspirational.
I think even people not supporting Liverpool going to start singing with.
It's inspirational, bro. It's a good song.
Come on. Best anthem.
Alright, so yeah, look, after Porto, it's obviously a big game. Man City this weekend.
I think they are our toughest team to play against. I don't think I won't even put.
I'm sure you're gonna upset some Man United fans with that.
I do, but I think for me specifically, I don't know what anybody else. Everybody has their own opinion, but me specifically, I think City is going to be the only team that's going to give us a big run for our money. They have been giving us a run for our money for the past 2-3 seasons as well. It's just been the two of us. So I'm very excited to see that game. I'm very excited to see what we're going to do. Especially, I think if we beat City, I think that's going to boost up our confidence a hell of a lot.
No?
City hasn't started off as what I expected them to start off this season.
Yeah, it's also been a bit up and down.
But they did that last season as well. It's been up and down in the beginning, and then close to the end of the season, and then we started off good, and then we went all the way down.
Yeah,
and then
polar opposites almost.
So very, very different start for me to see City start the way they did. But like I said, I always say within the league, within the Barclays, at the 9th, 10th game is where things
start to shape
switching up. Like these first few 4-5 games, it doesn't make a big difference as well. You know,
it doesn't.
Once they play these few games, the body starts getting the tiring. Teams start changing players, more football being played, and we have to look at Champions League, all those things. So the players are not going to play as consistently with one another because now we need to rest. And that's why I say by the 9th, 10th game, you will see teams start.
Yeah. Who do you think is the danger man, the main danger man from City?
Look, Grealish for me, my man.
No?
I would say that De Bruyne, they have top quality players, but for me, when watching Grealish, I could see that.
Yeah. Exciting baller.
The way he plays, his football, brother.
And he's hitting the peak of his career.
His goals he's scoring as well. It's not your puppy goals. It's not your any jack, and it's world class.
I kind of feel like it's almost like when they signed Sterling. Like Sterling at Liverpool was really good, and then when he went to...
He surprised me.
Yeah, when he went to City, it's just like he found a new level.
He couldn't shoot, he couldn't do none of that. City is like hitting it.
Same with Grealish. We saw Grealish at Villa, and now you're seeing the difference it makes when he moves to a team with the better players around him.
And better coaching as well.
And better coaching. Look, and I mean, you're coming into a room full of champions, you know what I mean? So the morale and
it's a really...
As soon as you step in through those doors and that guy, those owners look at you and they say, hey, welcome to the team. Like,
before you even join such a club, I think before you even go to your first training session, they probably prepare themselves before the time. Look, I need to pick up things. Because like I said, playing around name players automatically boost of confidence as well.
Yeah, so and I mean, what Grealish didn't win a trophy at Villa. So you
I never expected him to go to City though.
Not the way it happened. I mostly thought that it'd be more competition for his signature. But then again, not everybody had 100 mil to blow in this market.
Yes, sir.
So City, look, that I think in a couple of years' time, City are probably going to look back on this and just be like, yo, we hit the jackpot thing.
Yeah, they made a very good.
Because United had the money. They just obviously spent it elsewhere. Arsenal spent 120 odd mil this transfer window. They spent it elsewhere. But like City were the ones who were like, Grealish, you are worth 100 mil. And I think, look, he's starting to show why they spent the money on him.
He's playing much better at City. Much better. Like I said, which you need to give praise to the players around him that's able to bring him to that level as well. But he's playing damn good football. I enjoy watching him. There's a lot of sauce on that guy.
No.
He's not as fast. He's not as fast as a lot of other players, but ball-wise, having it at his feet,
He's quick with the ball at his feet, yeah.
very nice.
So who you relying on to keep him quiet this weekend?
This weekend, I would say, you know who I'm going to say.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know what I'm going to say. I expect Van Dijk to keep him a lot more busy as well. But Van Dijk keeps everybody busy.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a cool, calm, and collective defender.
Especially when he's fit, you know what I mean? Like when he's
For
fit
a very
and
long
focused.
time. So I think a lot of teams are going to struggle with just our back line alone. A lot of attacking players are going to struggle with the type of players we now have as well. Like I said, if Kanate can just play a bit more games with Van Dijk, I think we're going to have a very composed back line as well. So
It's a good choice of words. This is what you want from your back line.
it's very and that's what Van Dijk brings, a lot of composure. I don't know. Look, I've watched him plenty of occasions where you would think another defender would be nervous or just clear the ball, or you don't see any of that from Van Dijk. It's cool, calm, and collective. If he needs to chase the
That's
ball,
the business,
if
boy.
he needs to control the ball, he controls it.
Yeah.
He doesn't just if he does give a long ball, come on.
Yeah. Nah, I really like Van Dijk.
Come on.
He's really like, and even that's another player where it's like when Liverpool signed him, we knew there was a player there, but with that Liverpool squad in that team with that coaching, it was just like,
I was afraid he was going to leave our club as well. You know, a lot of times players have 1-2 good seasons and they get bids coming in.
Yeah.
You know, and then they go for that money chase.
Yeah. Well, look at Joe Willock. Last season, he had a brilliant loan at Newcastle. We sold him for 25 mil. There were a lot of Arsenal fans who were upset about that.
Yeah.
I was someone that, was disappointed. But I think, again, you get an emotional attachment to these academy graduates. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Same with the Iwobi thing. Iwobi wasn't fantastic, but when we sold him to Everton, we got good money for him. I was genuinely sad. Especially when they start throwing up those fucking montages that make you feel bad of the pictures of them as a kid and signing the first guy. And it's like, yo, really, guys? Like,
I was actually watching him play now recently as well. We fucked up also big time in Chelsea. So it's good you let him go. But
Yeah.
not a bad player, but watching him now in his new team, I think he went for the game time specifically.
and it was good for him.
It
It really was good for him. That's why I think that was a good move for all parties.
Yeah.
I think Everton. Look, we did well to get as much as we did. And I'm pretty sure Everton are probably sitting at some point, someone said, hey, we overspent for this, bruh. But you're not going to hear me complaining.
You're definitely not going to complain. You got a decent amount of money
Yeah.
from him, and look at you guys playing now as well. I think very good. It's
Man, we're
not
moving.
playing
You know,
bad
we move.
football at
We move.
all.
We are
We're
going
not playing
forward.
Bad football, like I
We
said,
are.
going forward is the right way. But I would have let him go as well.
No. So, against City, who you counting on to lead the attack there? What's your trio? What trio you want to see?
I will stick to my three. I know Trot is playing some beautiful football. Another guy I adore playing.
Yeah.
But
Another
I
dude that
love
came in at a bargain.
Yes, sir. I love my Firmino, Salah, and
Mane.
Mane. I believe in that three as well. Firmino just brings a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like sometimes he doesn't even look like he wants to play, but he causes damage.
Yeah.
And which is a pure Brazilian. I think
That's
all
true, eh? Like a
all
classic
Brazilians-
trait.
But I would always go with that three first. I would find a way to get shot on the field with him. I think
Super sub, bruh.
But picture you could have them all four. Picture they could have 12 players on the field and he's just
Yeah,
throwing them there
yeah.
as well. So,
Oh man, if we should just.
but
There's
he's,
so
he's
many
playing
things.
good and he's scoring as well. But that's my three. That's my three. I would go with. I would stick with.
You think they're gonna get you the win?
They will get us the win.
You expecting a win?
Sometimes it's okay. Let me say I am expecting a win. Sometimes it's a bit scrappy the way they play together at certain times.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times where they go through those scrappy moments, but we still manage to get those W's I expect. So
No? You need those wins, bruh. You need those scrappy wins. Like they're not nice on the eye.
yeah.
But a win is a win,
A
bruh.
win is a win. If
The scrappy wins that win trophies,
It's
innit?
those scrappy wins, like I said. Even we focus a lot on the big games, Man City, Liverpool. You know, all the big games. But it's those lower teams that you need to rely on more. You know, you're playing four top teams, but there's still a whole different vibe going on in the
Exactly.
bottom. And
Exactly.
if we don't win those games,
Then
It's-
all the efforts against the bigger clubs
it's
is
no
pointless.
use
It's
at the end
pointless.
of the day. So, and I think that is also where we went wrong. You know, once upon a time, focusing on our big games and the lower class teams, we just
Kind of drop the
managing to
ball a
beat.
little
So
bit, and
we
it's easy
are-
to do that. I think it's very easy to underestimate in the game of football, and you see managers punished for it very often.
Yes.
So you're expecting a win there. This weekend it's Arsenal-Brighton. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. We have to win. I think we are going to win.
So you were expecting a win as
Hell
well?
yeah. Especially, again, we spoke about morale. The morale after a 3-1
After the
win at
Tottenham,
Spurs.
it should make a big difference.
Aubameyang got a goal. Saka and Smith Rowe both goal and assist in the game.
But these days, you can't even say anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing.
You
Football's
can't even say
unpredictable.
anymore.
We could easily go to Brighton and get slapped.
Get slapped.
Do you know what I mean? Because Brighton are playing good football so far this season.
They're not playing bad food. I think all
Where
the
are they on the
teams
log,
are
these
not-
ones? I think they're in the top 6 or something.
Nah, they should be third at the moment. Let me just give me a second. Yeah, Brighton is
Maupe is scoring
sixth.
goals.
Brighton is sixth at the
They're
moment.
sixth.
Because they
they're not
lost
having a
last
bad
night.
season.
And that's their only loss of the season so far.
And
No, they drew last night with Palace. They drew.
They draw?
Yeah, 1-0. A late goal, bruh. Maupe came through 95th minute or something like that, which again, morale. I think that you only score a goal like that with that much pressure and that much on the line if you feel confident. That's in the clutch like that.
I think we need to adapt that more, Liverpool. We need to adapt that type of
Nah?
mentality.
Nah, you're
That's
getting there,
when
bruh. I think look, it's been
going till the
building.
last moment.
It's been building, and I think you're getting there more and more with every game. But I am very excited to see how the season plays out for you guys. I can't lie. As an Arsenal fan, I'm always excited for Arsenal-Liverpool games. Arsenal-Liverpool games are always...
That's always dope.
Okay, look, it's been more dope for y'all for the past couple, but
The-
Bobby Dazzler comes out to play against Arsenal, eh?
this, bruh, yeah, Firmino torments us, bro. Like it's
he does always. The specific. I think each player also has these specific teams that they shine more.
Yeah.
as well, and I
Arsenal
think-
just happens to be that team for a lot of
for-
guys.
Definitely.
By the way, so shot for coming on the show, sharing your
pleasure,
thoughts. I really do wish you all the best for the Porto game tonight. I'm with you on expecting a win for
I
Liverpool.
take all that wishes.
I'm with you
I
on it.
take all that wishes.
You are
I
not
like
walking alone. You've got me walking with you all tonight as well. I can say that. I can say that very proudly. And the City game, yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. I can't really predict a winner.
Let's do this. If we win City, I think we're gonna go on and win the league.
Yeah, look, I still
If we
think
win
Chelsea are
City-
in with a shout.
No.
I still think Chelsea are in with a
You
shout.
guys are basing Chelsea on 4-5. You know that's no.
I'm basing them
ways.
on a string of good performances and one loss to City.
So 4 performances, right?
Well, look,
Basically.
I hear what you're saying. But I like Tuchel as a manager. I think Tuchel's a very smart manager. And again, look, it's like what you saw under Mourinho. Might not be the most entertaining football to watch, but it's getting them results.
Okay, at the end of the day, your results does count.
Your results
your
count.
W's are what's going to win in the league, but nah, man, don't put your money on that team, please. Man.
I'm definitely putting no money on them.
Don't put your money on that team. Like I said, if we win City, I think we're going to go ahead
Yeah.
and win the league. That's the only team.
It's going to be a statement win. It's going to be a statement win. So we'll
Confidence
watch to
booster.
see how that... Yeah, bro. Watch to see how that plays out. Thank you again for coming on the show.
No
Shot
problem.
Sponsi for holding down the audio.
No stress, Queen.
That's
Man.
also Liverpool supporter, just so by the way.
Yes.
I'm not walking alone. You see what I mean?
Robbie, where are you? I'm claiming you as an Arsenal man for the night. Thank you, bro.
Robbie supports any team. Any team that wins, Robbie supports.
It's the only brother that both messages me. You'll message me to roast me. You'll be like, yo, your team's cock, bruh. And then Arsenal go up in the game, and then he'll message me again. Nice Arsenal.
He does that. If you watch Liverpool games together, you will go Liverpool. Liverpool goes down. Yo, shit. Bro. That's him. He does
What a
that.
fan. What a neutral, bruh. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We do upload weekly. And we will catch you next week.